Hey again guys, welcome back to another PvP build guide with gameplay. We're on Engineer once again. We've already covered Soldier Rifle Engineer and Static Discharge Engineer, and this is a build I've been wanting to show off for a long time. I've been playing with it quite a lot. It's a Celestial Rifle Engineer with double kit, and the third slot can be optional. I'll go through a couple of things you can take in the third slot. Nothing can really be changed in this build. You have to run pretty much everything that I run to be able to play it and for it to be effective. But this is a really fun, strong build with great condition damage, great power damage, and a lot of CC. It has stun breakers and down to pressure as well. So I'll get into the traits. Equipment first actually, so we run Rifle of course, and then we run Doom Sigil and Intelligence Sigil. Doom Sigil adds massive pressure, and we have quite a lot of access to poison. It doesn't do much damage, but it reduces the opponent's heal by 33%, or 66%, I'm not sure. But yeah, so it reduces their healing, so it takes longer to res down to people, and it just messes up their heal skills, especially on a DDLE. This is great because it messes up their whole healing rotation. And then Intel Sigil for the guaranteed crits, for the guaranteed burning, and a bit of extra spike damage on our rifle from jump shot or blunderbuss. Then we run Scavenging Rune. This rune is a pretty much necessity for the build. You can't really change it. So it gives us quite a bit of condition damage, so we have a lot of condition pressure through our grenades and our rifle and our mortar kit as well. So this adds even more condition pressure, and a bit of our health is converted to condition damage. Also, after using your healing skill, you get a free Leeching Sigil proc. And then Celestial Amulet, of course, we gain stats to everything. Then, onto the specializations: Explosive, Tools, Firearms. You can't really change any of these traits, so if you want to get a quick look at them and change your engineer build, here they are. And yeah, so I'll go through any things you can change, but most of them are pretty stable. So in explosives, this is basically our grenade line and a bit of condition damage in the Grandmaster trait. So whenever we dodge, every 10 seconds we place a big bomb on the ground, which just deals a bit of damage and applies vulnerability. Quite a bad minor trait. This used to have no internal cooldown, but now it does. Grenadier, so this increases our grenades' ability to travel and their radius, so it travels faster. Here I'll show you. Yeah, so the grenades go through the air faster and increases their radius, so they're bigger. There we go. Then aim assisted rocket, so a 33% chance on hit every 10 seconds. So since each grenade hits 3 times, this is basically a guaranteed. Every 10 seconds, fire a rocket at your foe. It's good for range pressure, does quite high damage. If it crits, it can actually hit quite high on squishy targets. Yeah, so that was the rocket there. It hit 987. And then explosive powder, so improves damage from explosions. The only reason this trait is good is because your healing turret knocks back foes. It's a great little interrupt on demand skill and CC. Then shrapnel, so explosions have a chance to cause cripple and bleeding. So the bleeding is the main part of this trait, so this just adds quite a lot of bleeds to your grenade's pressure. So as you see, we got up to 6 bleeds just through 6 grenades, sorry. And then onto tools, so in tools we run optimized activation, so using a tool belt skill grants vigor, just a nice bit of small duration vigor for some extra dodges. Then static discharge, of course, so any of our tool belt skills gives off a bolt of lightning. You could also run power wrench for the reduced cooldown on wrench and damage increase, so your pry bar hits harder. And you have a lower cooldown magnet and gear shield. Then mechanized deployment, so the recharge of your tool belt skills is reduced, so they're up more often. Then streamlined kits, this is the permanent swiftness trait that leaves behind a little minor spell on the ground whenever you switch to a kit. It's not very important, however. If you're going to use streamlined kits, always try and proc the toolkit one, because it gives you 2 seconds of super speed, which just increases your mobility. Then while at full endurance you deal additional damage, so your initial damage will be a bit higher. Try and stay at full endurance while you activate your jump shots and blunderbuss, or pry bar as well, because those are your main sources of damage, or power damage. We have a lot of power damage and sustained condition damage through our grenades, and yeah. Kinetic battery, so whenever you evade, your next tool belt skill is instantly recharged, so you get a free grenade barrage, a free stun break, or a free orbital strike. Then in Firearms you run sharpshooter, so crits have a chance to cause bleeding. A bit of extra bleeding is nice here and there. It all adds up, and this is actually not too bad. It's 250 damage, times that by like 10, we have about 2000 damage. Then crits have a chance to give you swiftness and apply vuln to your foe, so that's 50%. Not too bad. A bit of swiftness, a bit of extra mobility, and vulnerability for more damage. And then Hymatic Focus, so you have increased chance to crit against bleeding foes. Foes will pretty much always be bleeding through our grenade 2 and just our grenade pressure. So this is a free 10% crit chance. Then this is your rifle trait, so attack speed increased and reduced recharge, so your skills are up more often, and your rifle auto attack attacks faster by 10%. There we go. And then serrated steel, so bleeding you cause lasts longer, that's why our bleed damage is actually quite high. And then incendiary powder, of course, for the free 2 stacks of burning every 10 seconds, for a bit more sustained condition damage. So some things to mention in the build, so Toolkit and Grenade Kit of course are the necessities, and then the third skill can be, this is your kind of stun breaker / panic skill. So if you're not too confident on Engineer or versing a high pressure team who are very good at organized and focused burst, you want to run Elixir S for the invulnerability, and stun break and stealth as well. If you're playing very offensively and you're actually confident about playing Engineer, you want to run Slick Shoes for the knockdown duration, which sets up your CC. This is also unblockable, so it can be used while a Guardian is using Shelter or an Engineer is using their Gear Shield, sorry. And then the Super Speed is a stun breaker on a 20-second cooldown, which is relatively low, your lowest stun break. And it applies super speed, so you can use this offensively or defensively to get away or to get into fights. Then you could also run Elixir Gun, because that also has a stun break, and Elixir Gun has access to a blast finisher, a condition removal, and AoE heal, which is great for sustained fights on a point. AoE poison damage, great for applying pressure to downed and condition pressure. Swiftness and cripple, and a bleeding auto attack. And I prefer to run Slick Shoes because I play a very offensive style of Engineer, but I recommend if you're just starting out with the build that you run Elixir S. So I'll go through the skills quickly on Toolkit, all the ones you need to know. Box of Nails is useless, the auto attack is just low damage except for the last one, it can crit up to 4k, so you don't really use auto attack unless you really need to melee people down. Pry bar is your main skill for damage on Toolkit. Magnet is a 1200 range unblockable pull. It helps you set up your burst. You immediately follow up Magnet with pry bar, or Magnet into overcharge shot, followed up with a throw wrench, which I'll show off here. It applies massive conditions and massive damage to a target. So as you saw there,
ready for more.
We did massive damage there to that target through that following combo of Magnet, pry bar, overcharge shot, throw wrench. Then Gear Shield is a 3-second block. It's great for absorbing burst, and it has a relatively low cooldown. Into Grenade Kit, our grenade auto attack is great for stacking vulnerability and bleeds, and condition pressure as well. So yeah, just through the auto attacks there, I got the target up to 20 stacks of vuln. I was ticking 800 bleeding, 600 burning, and the grenades themselves do about 500 damage each. Then your number 2 grenade is your main source of damage, as the grenades themselves apply bleeding. The crits have a chance to cause bleeding, and the shrapnel applies bleeding on 15% chance. So this is your main source of bleeding, and the grenades do quite high damage. I'll show that off here. So we got up to 5. Okay, so your number 3 grenade is just a blind. That's all it's used for. It stacks vulnerability and can also bleed like all the other grenades, but it's mainly used for the blind. Try and use this if you see a warrior rushing towards you, just backpedal and use the grenades on him. If you see a mesmer about to mirror blade, try and dodge into him and flash grenade. This is the freeze grenade. It does quite high damage, the same as, or a bit less than shrapnel. But it's an AoE chill, 6 seconds. So yeah, 6 seconds of chill plus all these conditions. It's great for a single target pressure and AoE pressure, and just messing up your opponent's rotations. Then the number 5 one is just, again, similar damage to freeze grenade, and it just applies poison and a bunch of conditions. This one is also unblockable, so you can apply poison while a guardian is healing, and the heal will be reduced. So yep. Okay, so into the toolkit skills. This is just a pretty much waste tool belt skill. All it's used for is the static discharge proc. If you run static discharge. Throw wrench is a great skill. It's a ranged attack that hits 2 times, great for proccing your sigils, and it does high damage and cripples. It's also a physical projectile finisher, so if you use it in a fire field, it will apply burning. A poison field will apply poison. So your mortar skill 2 is a poison field. Follow up with burn wrench and get decent poison damage on an enemy. Grenade barrage is great for proccing all your traits together, and it's a high burst skill. So even though we run Celestial, this skill can crit up to about 8k on squishy targets, but it usually hits about 3 or 4k, so don't underestimate it and always use it when it's up. Super speed, so this is your main stun breaker every 20 seconds. It applies super speed, so if you want to get to a point like that's over there at that tree, for example, you can activate super speed and get there a lot faster than you normally would. And you can also use it defensively. If you're running away, you can use super speed. Then slick shoes knocks down foes for 2 seconds. It's unblockable, leaves behind a trail of oil, so that's what knocks them down. And then you can set up your burst with your allies. Okay. Then mortar kit number 2 is a poison field, number 3 is a chill field, number 4 blinds, it's a light field, and number 5 is a big water field that heals you and pulses. If you want a big burst of healing, you place your mortar skill 5 and your healing turret. If you time your healing turret skills right, if you spam 6 and press F1, you can get a blast finisher that has area healing that gets you an extra 2k heal. So this is a 8k heal that removes 2 conditions every 20 seconds and is a CC as well, so it's not too bad. So that's pretty much everything. When you're starting out a fight, if you're ranged, you can hip shot and then switch weapons to get your sigil procs. Here, so critical and doom, switch to grenades for example, and drop a big load of conditions on a player. Like so. Let's get into a match here. I'll see you guys in a second. Q popped here. Hopefully we get good maps. This map works pretty well on every... this build works pretty well on every map, should I say. Actually, we got Battle of Champions Dusk. Huh. This is still okay to show off the build, it's just a different game mode, so there won't be as much combat, but I'll still show off the rotations and how to play. So another quick tip, overcharge shot is a launch, so this can be used on downed foes and people who are reviving a downed foe. So let's say there's a guy reviving someone who's downed, he might have stability or have some sort of anti-CC, so you want to use overcharge shot on the person who he is reviving, unless your ally is stomping them, because then that will mess up their stomp and then they'll be mad. Let's see what we're versing. We're versing 2 in party, 3 pugs. Looks like they'll have some pretty heavy condi pressure. Against heavy condi pressure teams, you want to run elixir gun if you're playing offensively. So they have 2 mesmers, so they'll be pretty squishy, so I'm going to be able to play offensively with slick shoes. But if you're afraid of their burst, you want to run Elixir S. I might stay on Elixir S because of this game mode. So yeah, this is going on during the beta weekend. This is a really fun map. So there's a Lord here and a Lord there. Your team attacks up a lane and defends your own lane, and the first person to kill the Lord wins, pretty much. Or whoever has the most points at the end wins. Let's get that volume down. Okay, so yeah, always proc your streamlined kits with Toolkit for the super speed. Whenever you start off on this map, you go to the Doorbreaker barracks and get a Doorbreaker. I might actually start mid. There's a mid fight here where you gain more supply, or you can push straight down to the enemy lines. I'm going to line their entrance with fields, so they have to waste a dodge. I'm going to pull him in with my magnet, and then CC him and get all that condi pressure up. I got a feedback dropped on me, and I'm going to pop my jump shot here, my nade barrage. Oh, he ate all of that. Let's get an interrupt there, and immobilize, and that's how we roll. You can also use Elixir S to get a safe stomp, but I didn't need it there because my teammate was there. Okay, let's knock him back. Okay, that was maybe not the best idea. And we can maybe CC him. I'm gonna have to pop my Elixir S there to avoid incoming burst, and then we can hopefully get our block off. And nice, we got a trebuchet shot there. That was a bit of a cheesy kill, but what can you do? You do what you gotta do. Okay, this is the other mez. I had to wait for the immobilize there. Oh, this is bad. Yeah, we got eaten by condis. And actually, we somehow managed to survive. Okay then, this is our defense lane. I'm going to push up our defense lane and clear. Looks like it's all clear, so I'm going to head around back mid. Okay, going to lay down some pressure on the Mesmer before I head back in mid. Oh, the Necro's here again, and he's dead. How do I keep eating so many conditions? Get our block off. Whenever you're in a high pressure situation, don't be afraid to waste your gear shield block. And gonna get our water field down here. Ooh, we got bursted in that form. So you can... We rallied off the Necro, luckily. And gonna block and focus this Guardian. We're getting focused by the Mez. This build doesn't have much survivability against burst, but if you can catch them off guard, you can sustain them down with your condition pressure. And we're back up. That guy was running Mercy Runes, I think. I revived at 80%. Okay, this Mez is now going to get CC'd. Also, once you CC an opponent, you can follow up with Throw Wrench or some of your grenades. Try and magnet pull him. Okay, we got him down there. Sweet. Gonna get poisoned, so the res takes longer. And gonna CC the Ellie into me. Knock him back, overcharge shot, he evaded it. And gonna try and get pressure, just finish the Mesmer off. Whenever there's a down like that, you want to focus more on the downed than the people who are up. Okay, we got the Mesmer dead, but ourselves are pretty low. Gonna go for the stealth Duke. And back into the Ellie. Gonna go for some ranged pressure here. Dodge there. Combo. I thought I dodged that, but apparently not. So whenever an Ellie rushes at you or a warrior rushes at you, you want to dodge or blind them, but somehow I lagged or something and that didn't work. Shadow Assault. Wow, his downed illusion crit for 3k. 6k. I'm gonna head back into the fight, just show as much combat off as possible with this build. So yeah, I haven't been doing a very good job so far, but you get how it works. Let's get this Guardian down. Get a bit of CC off. Okay, we had to use our stun breaker there, and then I'm gonna follow up with a CC on the downed body. I'm gonna disengage here because we took too much pressure. A mortar kit also has 1500 range, so you can spam skills from afar without being damaged. Okay. Lucky we didn't get interrupted there.
There's best essence nearby to be had. Find it so we can summon ourselves.
Stealth. Oh, we got shattered. Hopefully our teammate notices us and gets a revive off. Sweet. Okay, let's get this Necro down. Follow up with a CC to interrupt. And let's block, because the Mesmer is pressuring us. Oh, he interrupted us. Gonna pop our mist form here. Dodge around the corner and pressure that this Mez is dead. He ran too deep into the fight, he chased. Immobilize, burst, CC.
I'll have to finish this.
Okay, we got him down there. So we saw that he had distortion, and we wanted to chuck the grenades a bit to the right because that's where he would have run. Okay, let's absorb the burst from the Ellie. We're actually taking 50% less damage right now due to our missed champion. Let's range pressure the guard down, get some nice auto attacks and conditions on him, and then CC him as soon as he comes out. Yep, he's dead. Back onto the Mesmer's back up. That's the real Mez. Okay, we were out of range there. And let's range pressure them down. Try and heal the missed champion from afar. Looks like we did some pretty good range pressure there. We have to get away now. Our door breakers are pushing. You can beat DDLEs with this build, but it takes a very long time to fight, and it's better to help your team on other fights. CC him here, and he blinked away. But we got the conditions, so whenever we switch, we apply poison, bleeding, and burning pretty much, and that's great for pressure. And let's try and CC the guard. Okay, that was a very smart play by us. And we'll CC them again here, and then go into our Elixir S form, so we're invulnerable. Oh, the Ellie came again. Jesus Christ. Let's get stealth down on both of us. And this is a fight that we should disengage from. Pop our healing skill. Our rifle leap to get away. A rifle leap is also great for mobility. How's this Ellie going? It's a DD Ellie on 50%. We're also low, however. We'll load him up with condis. Okay, our door breakers are pushing. We're going to go to the offensive lane. Cool. Let's try and get him down here. DD Ellies cannot be bursted, but they can be out-sustained and out-pressured. CC, follow up with grenades. So that's another combo there. Now let's get our throw wrench off. Throw wrench does massive pressure. Let's get a bit of stealth off here. Sweet, this gate's almost down.
I'll have to finish this.
Boom, there it goes.
There. Target identified. Ready for more.
Mez is targeting us, so we're gonna block. Let's pull him in now. He wasted his dodge. CC him again. We have access to a lot of CC. And we're gonna have to heal. Poison pressure on him. And then get a knockback, but we messed up the knockback. Oh wow, he dodged all of that. Luckily we out-sustained him there, and we were hugging him pretty tight. So Mesmer's ability to burst you and kill you comes from their range pressure, but if we hug really tight and stick on them, since we're quite sticky and durable, we can take them down very easily, like so. Let's get this guy down. Do we have more door breakers? Yeah, we do. More coming up. The Mesmer is back. He made a big mistake. And I blocked all his bursts, so that's what I was talking about there. And I'm gonna get a safe stomp in Elixir S. He tried to use his down skill 2 on us, but we were invulnerable, so he could have used it on another target. I'm gonna get stealth and then reopen on the guard. Oh, I miscalculated there, thought he came out of invulnerability, so I wasted my stealth. And here he goes, he's down. He got blinded there, sweet. Our Miss Champion's pushing in, looks like we won the game. Let's just keep farming them. Show off some rotations.
Your trebuchet's been repaired.
Where is the Mez? Mez is there. I'm gonna dodge into him, apply condi pressure, and we got bursted down there. So we got dazed. Whenever you get interrupted and you have no stun break, you're pretty much done. Yep, 11 hits. So we got double Greatsword Forward and Mind Racked. Top score by 2 points.
This is it, mates. Keep them out.
Also, your ability to get in and out of fights is very strong due to your mobility. Mobility comes from the permanent swiftness, rifle jump shot. The stealth is also good, stomping foes, rezzing allies, things like that.
This is it, mates. Keep them out.
We have to rush back in there. Okay, looks like someone is actually attacking us. Okay, there's a Mez here.
Bringing the fire.
I'm gonna go for the stomp. Who stomped first? Oh shit, that was bad of me. Let's block all that burst. I knew that was coming. And get him down here. And we get a stomp off, hopefully. His Mesmer mate obviously ran away. Or not, he's up here. Had to block the Greatsword 4 Phantasm, can interrupt off. And CC him down there. That's... I'm gonna line of sight him here. Obviously that didn't work too well. Let's continue to kite him here. And sweet, we got a CC off. But he mirrored it back to us. And we won, it looks like. Sweet. Oh no, we actually lost. They got our Lord down. We got top player damage dealt, mercenaries conditions applied, damage received. How much damage did we do? That's, what is it? About 700k? That's sweet. So yeah, that was the engineer build. I'm sorry that I showed it off in a different map that you guys are not used to. If you didn't like that, tell me, let me know. But Yeah, I showed off the build pretty well. Combos worked, how things worked, everything like that. This is Celestial Rifle Engineer. Hope you guys liked it. This was a good old build back in the day, but it got nerfed pretty hard when the specialization changes came out. So, yeah, check out some of my other builds. See you guys next time, and subscribe for more videos and PvP guides.